I'll talk about one of the main challenges that we are currently facing that has to do with Trump. We had lost a great chunk of our territory. What percentage do you think of our territory we lost in the first 30 years after our independence? We lost more than 50% of our territory to the United States. To give you an idea, all California used to be Mexico. All Nevada, ever been to Vegas? All Utah, the whole state of Texas, parts of Arizona, New Mexico, Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas, Oklahoma, all that used to be Mexico. That's why when I hear President Trump saying Mexico is ripping us off, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I mean, the United States took away half of our territory, and he says that we're ripping off the U.S. That's absolutely off the wall, absolutely nonsensical. As you know, President Trump has threatened to impose 25% tariffs to all Mexican exports. Now, Trump's argument is absurd. His favorite argument is that we caused the fentanyl crisis. It's true, almost 100,000 Americans die because of fentanyl overdose in the United States. But what's absolute nonsense is to say that Mexico caused the crisis. The fentanyl crisis was caused by American companies, more specifically, a company called Purdue Pharma. They came up with a painkiller that you've probably heard of called OxyContin. It's a very, very effective painkiller. It's an opioid. They used to advertise the painkiller as non-addictive. It turned out to be extremely addictive. So OxyContin, Purdue Pharma, made hundreds of thousands of Americans addicted to opioids. When the American government realized that this was happening, regulations tightened. And what did the users turn to? They turned to heroin. And then somebody in a lab came up with a way to produce fentanyl. Fentanyl and heroin are basically the same thing. The main difference is to produce heroin, you need a plant, a poppy flower. And to produce fentanyl, you just need certain chemicals to be mixed in a lab. So it's true, a lot of fentanyl is being produced in Mexico and sent to the United States, but we didn't cause the crisis. And to think that we can stop the crisis is actually stupid. And let me tell you why. I'm going to talk about only one port of entry. This is Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas. On the other side of the border, it's Laredo, Texas. Do you know how many trucks cross every single day from Nuevo Laredo, Tamaulipas to Laredo, Texas? In one day, between 7,000 and 8,000 trucks. Okay, keep that number in mind. If you line up those trucks, you will have a line, do you know how long? If you think in miles, 100 miles. If you think in kilometers, 160 kilometers. That's the amount of trucks that cross every single day. Okay, with that in mind, now think of 2 kilos of pure fentanyl. 2 kilos of pure fentanyl. 2 kilos of pure fentanyl account for how many lethal doses? Does anybody know? 2 kilos of fentanyl. That can fit here. 2 kilos of pure fentanyl account for 1 million lethal doses. Do you think that it's possible for Mexico to avoid 2 kilos from crossing into the United States when only through one port of entry, 7,000, 8,000 trucks cross? That's completely absurd. So imposing tariffs is nonsensical. The fentanyl argument is crap. If they impose the tariffs, Trump is going to hurt the American economy. He's going to hurt the Mexican economy. And let me put it this way, and I promise I'm finishing. With tariffs, our economies are going to shrink, for sure. The American economy and the Mexican economy. When we work together, we become the most competitive region in the world. When Canada, the United States, and Mexico work together, we are, technically speaking, the most competitive region of the world. So yes, Trump can say America first, and the Canadians can say Canada first, and we can say Mexico first. That's not going to work. We need to work together. As Shakespeare said, We came into the world like brother and brother. Now, let's go hand in hand, not one before the other. Thank you very much.